There we go. Sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties. I think we're good now. If somebody's watching and they could tell me if they could hear me, that'd be great. Um, what's up, everybody? Oh man, I got some in my eye now. Not a good start to the show. Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? Amish Country Mets fan here. Um, I just wanted to do a recap of the series against Pittsburgh since I was in attendance and got to witness it firsthand. Wasn't great, obviously. Miserable loss Friday night. An ugly win. It's hard to call a 5-1 win ugly, but it was an ugly win Saturday. And then yesterday, another just dismal loss. They just didn't. The bats didn't show up once again. Cookie wasn't really great. He got taken out after 4 2/3. The bullpen did a good job. Walker came in, shut it down. Smith and Rayleigh did a good job as well. So that was nice. But we'll go back. We'll start at Friday night. Friday night, Tyler McGill's on the mound, and he's been insanely frustrating all year. I posted a video on Twitter and YouTube where I let him have it when he got taken out of the game. It drove me nuts. I can't stand watching him just walk every single guy. I mean, not walk. It's not so much. He actually didn't walk that many guys. It's he falls behind every guy, and then once he falls behind, it's like he doesn't know how to pitch. He can't handle any adversity. Obviously, Lindor made that huge error that started the floodgates opening, and that is on Lindor. No excuses. You guys, if you follow me, you know I'm a Lindor guy, but he's got to do better. I know he was just trying to rush it. It wasn't. The play was there. He just tried to rush it. He tried to make it before he had the ball. Obviously, you can't do that. Rookie mistake. And then it hurt more to see him not. It hurt. It was tough to see him not go out when they went and did the mound visit. He kind of stayed back. You could tell he was like in his head about it. I was looking at him the whole time. He looked frustrated. And the whole team, that's the theme that I'll get to. The whole team just doesn't look. I watched their demeanor a lot this weekend. I was pretty close. I was sitting right behind home plate. I could see the dugout the whole game. I was watching every single one of them, and their demeanor was. It didn't come across like they were. I don't even know how to explain it. It's tough to explain. It's just they look defeated almost. It's just, and they just look like they're waiting for something bad to happen. And that is not how you want your baseball team to look. But anyways, so Lindor makes the error, and then McGill he can't handle adversity. He let the floodgates open. The Pirates jumped on us. There was really nothing else good to be said. We threw out Muckenhern out there. He let his arm fall off. He couldn't stop the bleeding. Nobody could stop the bleeding. It was just a bloodbath. I think we were down 14-2 until they scored 5 runs in the ninth, which, I mean, that's the whoopee. You lost 14-7 instead of 14-2. Full disclosure, I left in the bottom of the 8th. It just wasn't worth staying there for that. So left that game a little early. I did stay for the other 2, stayed the whole game. So we'll jump to Saturday. Listen, Kodai Senga has been a godsend. Yeah, he's had his ups and downs. I wish he could work on that control a little bit. He still had 4 walks, still was falling behind a lot of guys. But the guy has killer stuff. He had 6 strikeouts. They have trouble squaring up the balls on him. They did a couple, though, and Nimmo saved us. Nimmo had that big catch at the wall with the bases loaded, and then he had another big catch, diving catch later on in the game with runners on as well. So Nimmo kind of carried the team with his defense in that game. He was the only really bright spot on defense because we had 3 errors, absolutely ugly errors. I don't know. Jeff McNeil looked like he just completely forgot how to play second base, which I don't understand. It's his normal position. He's always looked good there. He's always been a solid defender. But legitimately, I was staring right at the guy, and it looked like he was scared to field the ball. It's one of the oddest things I've seen, but the man looked petrified that the ball was coming to him. And he even like the way he went to like field it was like not, it was just not normal. Like, I don't know what was going through his head, but you could see it. You could see his head like spinning as the ball's coming to him. It was crazy to see. Canna had a similar play at first base. Guillorme, I didn't catch the replay of that play. I don't know if it was it didn't seem like a bad throw by Canna where he caught or didn't catch it. And he was trying to say that he lost it on the transfer, but the umps didn't agree. Lost out on a double play chance there. Just, I don't know. The defense looked bad that game. That was ugly. But thankfully, Senga stepped up. Nimmo, like I said, huge catches. Canna, big game, 2 RBI double in the 7th. Alvarez hit a homer in the 8th. Canna had another RBI double in the 9th. Just, that was all nice to see. And yeah, they finally got a win, which was nice, especially after I guess they had a closed door meeting the night before. Just interesting dynamics with everything that's going on with the team lately. The closed door meeting, did it help? I mean, yeah, we won a game, but then we turn around and lose yesterday, and we don't even look like we're putting up a fight. McNeil hit a homer, and I think we got 2 other hits the whole game. Excuse me. So, just not what you want to see, especially coming after already losing however many games in a row. You want to see a better performance. And listen, the Pirates aren't a bad baseball team. Pirates are, I think they're in first place right now. But they're a team we should be able to beat. I'm sorry. And to get just beat the hell on Friday and then kind of no-show yesterday. We got lucky that they only scored 2 runs. That could have been another blowout. It's not what you want to see. And as far as what I saw out of these guys, listen, like I said, I was paying attention. I was looking at them in the dugout. Something's wrong. They look lifeless. They don't look like they're having any fun. Alvarez the only dude out, and maybe this comes across on TV as well. I don't know. When I'm watching the games, it doesn't seem to come across as much. But when you like sit there and like watch them in between innings, well, like you guys are on commercial break, but we're in the stands. I'm just watching these dudes. You watch them on the mound, like a lot of the pitchers were just like talking to themselves, shaking their head nonstop. Anytime they threw a ball, it seemed like they would get all mad. It's like, it was just weird to see. And maybe it happens more often than I see. Maybe when I'm home, I'm just not paying as close attention. But it was weird to see them just, anytime something went wrong, they just looked very defeated. They do still talk, like Lindor will go, and you guys see it on, I mean, we all see it on TV. Lindor like goes, and after he makes it out, he'll go tell the guy like on deck or in the hole, whisper in their ear about stuff. You still see that. You see guys talking to each other like that. I don't know. I don't know if maybe that's even helping. Like maybe that's a detriment. Maybe they are talking too much. Maybe they're thinking too much. Something is in these guys' heads. And, you know, talking about it in the group chat, the one time this team looked like it was doing good and having fun was that Rays series and that Cleveland series back to back. And they were out there celebrating and having a good time. And it feels like that all went away. And I don't know. You can speculate whether that had something to do with Buck going on the radio and like almost chastising Pete for the way he was acting and saying the F word and this, that. Like, I don't know. I feel like since then they haven't been that same happy-go-lucky team. And I don't know if did he just tell them he didn't want to see that anymore? Am I reaching? I don't know. I could be reaching. We could. That's the thing. We don't know. We're just guessing, and we have to just keep guessing. And when you're doing stuff like this for content, like, trust me, I don't want to recap this crap all the time. And it is fun to an extent, but when you're kind of repeating yourself, saying the same stuff over and over, it does get old. And it probably gets old for people hearing it too. Like, I'm sure at this point people are tired of the crap, and maybe they're not even watching stuff like this anymore. Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm a crazy Mets fan that consumes everything I can, and I try. So, I mean, and doing this, like, I have to like sit here and do this. Like, and I don't really want to, especially when we're losing. It'd be a lot more fun when we're winning. And my guy Chris is here. Thanks for tuning in, Chris. He says the confidence level, it seems, at an all-time low. I can see it from my screen. Yeah, you can definitely see it from the TV. But when you look, like I said, it's hard to explain. But when you're just like right there and you're that close and you're able to like see their faces, like even like in between innings, it just doesn't look like the Pirates. You looked in their dugout, they're like talking, having fun. And I guess that's the difference between winning and losing, but I don't know, you'd like to see a little more pep in some of these guys. Like everybody's just looks miserable out there, except for Alvarez. I swear to God, Alvarez is clowning around, being goofy. I love that kid. Like, we needed another 24 Alvarez's if we could get them. But everybody else on the team, especially the veterans, it looks bad. And it's the first time all year. And again, maybe it's just the bias of being there. It's the first time all year where I finally thought, okay, maybe they can't turn this around. And I hate to say that because I'm not the rah-rah, yeah, everything's going to be great all the time Mets fan. I'm not that guy. I just try to stay even keel as best as possible. I don't try to get too low and say, the season's over and fire everybody. That's not me. Although at this point, if it were up to me, I think I would make some sort of firing to try to juggle shit. But again, this is another conversation I had with some guys. It's like, okay, you want Buck fired or Epler fired. In the end, what does that do other than placate your feeling of wanting that to happen? Because I guess in some instances it does work. I guess with Philly last year, Girardi, they canned him and they kind of went on a run. So it could make a difference. I don't know. I guess I don't see it. I just think I just need to see the guys playing. But I feel like in the end, this is on the players more than anything. Yes, Epler could make better moves. We'll go ahead and talk about it now. Luke Voit was signed today. To me, Luke Voit is the right-handed Daniel Vogelbach. Go look at the numbers. I mean, I could look them up for you if you want me to. You look at his numbers this year, his numbers last year, they are practically identical baseball players, except Bogey maybe walks a little more. Bogey overall, I think, had the better season last year, but very similar throughout their careers. Very similar. Voit has hits throughout his career, hit for a little more power. Is that a game changer? No. Is it make a difference how many games we win or lose? I doubt it. Is he even replacing Bogey? I don't know. Maybe not. I hope that's the move and it's not something else. They're going to carry Voit and Bogey on the roster. That would be a horrendous decision. But we don't know. Billy Epler has made some head-scratching moves. I get the frustration with wanting to see Vientos play. Trust me. and we can argue about whose call that is. I feel like that's a Buck decision. I also feel like that's on Epler to take away Buck's toys. Like, you got to get Bogey out of there. But then again, Bogey didn't play this weekend at all. But Vientos did play twice. So, I mean, we're seeing him play a little more. I'd like to see him play every day. I feel like the best way to get these kids play at a high level is to play them every single day. So is their choice going to be to get rid of Vientos? I don't know. They seem to, sorry for the lack of a better word, dick the kid around. Seems like they're getting it right with Alvarez. He's playing. He's DHing. Love to see that. Beatty, I don't love that we seem to be platooning him. I wish, again, I think he can hit lefties. I don't know why we would platoon this kid. Don't screw it. They did that with Conforto way back in the day when he came up. I feel like that just screws with them, screws with their confidence level to an extent. Let the kid have his ups and downs versus lefties. That's just my view. Guillorme, he's here because we need a shortstop, the backup Lindor. I guess he got Lindor off his feet for a game. I don't know. I don't know that there are any moves to be done. You say you fire Epler, his assistant takes over, because that's more than likely what's going to happen. They're not going to hire some guy off from another organization or something in the middle of the season. More likely than not, that person is just going to carry whatever Epler's been doing. They all think together. They all have meetings together. That person is probably just going to carry that philosophy. We have the news about Stearns coming, that he's probably coming. It hasn't been a big secret. Cohen has wanted Stearns here since he was hired. He just couldn't get him from Milwaukee because Milwaukee's owner's a douche. Is he going to be the big difference maker? I don't know. None of us know. That's the thing. We're all guessing. I have confidence that he will make a difference, but I have confidence in a lot of things, and people maybe don't like that. And some people think you're too optimistic. And I know there's people out there that want you to just call everybody out, and it is what it is. I'm just not going to yell and bitch and scream about certain guys. That's not me. I'm not going to just be somebody I'm not. I don't think anybody is a savior. I don't think anybody is above reproach. Everybody's made mistakes. You could say hiring Epler in the first place was a mistake. Maybe it was, but I don't know who else was an option. We went through like 5 other options before we landed on him. Could say hiring Buck was a mistake. He did win 101 games last year. I know people don't like to hear that. And I myself have said that that's kind of bullshit and he needs to be gone. But I don't know. It's just like, who were the other options? When you look at moves in the offseason, the same thing can be said. We can bitch and moan about this, that, and the other. Okay, hindsight's 2020. JD Martinez probably would have been a great signing. We didn't do it. Pitching wise, the DeGrom for Verlander switch. Verlander hasn't been great so far, but would you rather have the DeGrom that's not going to pitch for another year or ever? I'd take Verlander. If we going back to the Scherzer signing, he pitched great last year. Would you rather have not gotten that? Quintana, he got hurt. What are we going to do? Lugo wanted to start. We've never viewed him as a starter, so he went elsewhere. Trevor Williams, we missed that long man, but he went to start somewhere, and honestly, he hasn't been that good. Taijuan Walker hasn't been that good. Kodai Senga has been one of our better players. Yeah, he has his ups and downs too, but so then who did we let leave that made a big difference? Okay, Chris Bassett. Last I checked, the fan base hates Chris Bassett. But he's been the best pitcher out of everybody that left. Were we going to sign Carlos Rodon? He hasn't pitched all season. It's just, and yeah, there's minor ticky-tack moves. Okay, I think Miguel Castro was having a good year. Let's be honest. If the Mets had signed Miguel Castro to a deal, how many people would have flipped their shit? Because, he sucks and this, that, and the other. Let's not pretend now that he's doing okay that Andrew Chafin, sure, maybe we could have signed Andrew Chafin. Is he the big guy difference maker for the year? No, at the end of the day, this is the team we got. It's the team we chose to roll with for better or worse, and they're just not living up to what they need to do. Scherzer should be better than he is. Verlander should be better than he is. Kodai, I'd say he's doing what he needs to do. McGill sucks. He shouldn't even be in the rotation. Cookie, he's been okay, but still not great. Quintana, we need him back. Is he going to make that much of a difference? I don't know. Lindor, I'm the biggest Lindor guy there is. Lindor needs to step up, but I've been screaming it. Lindor's a second half guy. Lindor usually gets kicking in July. It's not July yet. If July comes and Lindor is still playing to this level, then yeah, I'm gonna have to throw my hands up and say, hey, all you Lindor haters win. He's, for whatever reason, this isn't his year. But that hasn't come yet, so I'm not there yet. And trust me, he does a lot. Still, this dude does a lot for this team. Like, he's still got 12 homers and 40-something RBIs. Like, that's good. Yeah, his average isn't there. Yeah, at times he looks a little lost. I did see there was a few games there he was hitting somewhat decent. And even Friday he went 1 for 3, hit a homer. Saturday, he didn't get a hit, but he was hitting balls pretty hard. Yesterday wasn't great. And I don't know. I can't make excuses for it. I just know that, like I said, he's a second half player. If you want to go look at his numbers, look at his July numbers specifically. For some reason, when July comes, that dude goes off. I'm hoping that's the case again this year. If it's not, obviously we got a problem. Alonso's hurt. Nothing we could do about that. Even he wasn't living up to the hype. McNeil really hasn't been that great. Marte, that guy, he's a guy that he was the motor of the team last year. He kept the team chugging. He's not there this year. It's most of the problem is these guys that we just, and they were all going to be here. It's not like we just signed these guys. These are guys who are all here for multi-year deals. Like, we're stuck with them. There's nothing we can do. We're stuck with what we got. Chris says all this hindsight talk is definitely useless. Completely agree with you. Only thing I truly would have been okay with was bringing back Conforto on a 1-year deal. The fan base would have thrown a fit. You're right. There's a ton of Met fans would have bitched and moaned about Conforto coming back if we did sign him. He's having a good year. Could we use him? Sure. Obviously. Outside of Nimmo, who, again, has had his struggles, I will say this. I'm liking more what I'm seeing out of Nimmo lately. He's going back to working counts, drawing walks, stuff like that. That's more the Nimmo I want to see. Don't need that first pitch swinging crap out of Nimmo. So I need Nimmo to keep that up. I think the numbers will come around with Nimmo. I'm not worried about Nimmo. But right now the team they are what they are, man. You keep saying it. We got to keep saying it. They're not good. Will it turn around? Even I'm starting to lose faith in that, but I hope they do. I still think my goal for this team is for them to get the 500 by July. That's my goal. You may say that's a ridiculous goal. That's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. I broke it down, though. Got a little notes here. I forget where I put them. All right. So in my view, this is how we get to 500 by July. We're 31 and 35, 4 games under. We've got 16 games left in the month. We got 2 coming up against the Yankees. We got our aces on the mound. Now they got Cole going against Verlander, so that's going to be a tough one. I feel like you got to try to find a way to get the 2 against the Yankees. The way we've been playing, I know that probably seems impossible, but we need to. We do play better at home. Aside from that Blue Jays series where we got swept, we do tend to play better at home. I feel like the Yankees are depleted. They got some guys hurt. We need to take advantage. Now's the time. So take those 2 against the Yankees. Then you got St. Louis coming to New York. Got to take 2 out of 3 there. They haven't been good this year. They're underachieving as well. Take that series. Then you go to Houston. I don't expect to beat Houston in a series. No way in hell. Especially not in Houston. Find a way to get 1. That's it. That's all I ask. Find a way to get 1. Then you got Philly. I think we go to Philly this time. We usually play well in Philly. And we usually play Philly well in general. So take at least 2 there. Then Milwaukee. Milwaukee gives us fits, but they give us fits more in Milwaukee than anything else. So this is a home series. It's a 4-game set. Split it. I don't think that's asking a lot. Split the series. And then there's one more game against the Giants on the 30th. Win that one, that takes you to 10-6 and puts you at 41 and 41. That's my goal for these guys. Tell me if I'm crazy, if you think that's far-fetched, if you think we can't do it. I feel like they can. Whether or not they do, obviously we shall see. I think if they do get there, they do stay in the hunt, then we can talk about what we do at the trade deadline. Right now, we're still only 3 games out of the wild card spot. I've said it time and time again. The division is what it is. Would love to win the division. I don't even know how many games we're back in the division right now. But right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this team getting to 500 and then finding a way to stay there or go above it and make the moves necessary. Like, you cannot agree with me. You can think I'm crazy. You can think the season's over. There's no sense in talking about all this. Sell, sell, sell. Well, let me be the bearer of bad news. If you want to sell, there's nothing to sell. Nobody's going to want Marte playing the way he's playing at the money he's making. Mark Canha's going to get you a bag of balls. You're not trading Nimmo. You're not trading Lindor. You're not trading Alonso. I've seen talks of trading McNeil float around. Maybe you could get a decent package for McNeil. Would I trade McNeil? I'm not there yet. I feel like he's so versatile. Now, granted, he hasn't looked great when he moved him around lately. He's been making a lot of errors. But I feel like he's so versatile that you need him around. So I wouldn't trade him. Some of you might. And then who else are we going to trade? The rest of these guys, nobody wants. Okay, maybe Robertson, Ottavino. A team trying to make the playoffs needs pen help. You might get something out of those guys. But you're only doing that if you're willing to say, that's it, I'm tanking. We're done. And I just don't, unless we just really can't dig out of this at all and we get to the end of July and we're just totally out of it, then yeah, maybe I can see that happening. But right now, if we stay afloat, if we stay near 500, if we're only 2 or 3 games out of the wild card, I do not see this team selling. Maybe they just stand pat and let the chips fall where they may. I could see that happening. I don't see this team selling, man. I really don't. And like I said, you're not going to get much. I don't see what you're going to get out of these guys. You're not trading. Who the hell's going to trade for Scherzer or Verlander? I don't see it. You're not trading Senga. McGill? Gladly, I'd trade McGill. Who the hell's going to give you shit for him? Peterson, same thing. Cookie, same thing. Hey, if you can find me a GM that'll willing to give me crap for these guys, then hey, gladly, I'll drive them, fly them wherever they need to go. Because I don't believe in those guys. But if I don't believe in those guys, I'm just a fan. You think other GMs around the league are saying, oh, look at Tyler McGill fucking with a 5 ERA. I need that guy on my team. I don't think so. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really don't know. None of us know. We're just guessing. We're just shooting the shit. We're just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks. And I guess that's what's frustrating fans with Epler as well, is that he literally looks like he's just throwing shit out there and hoping something works. And I get it. You want better than that out of your GM. I'm with you on that. I am. I don't see how that's Cohen's fault, other than, yeah, he made the hire, but you got to do what you got to do with what's available. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, what's to come. I know it's frustrating. I know fans are on edge. I know people are going after each other. And I don't like it, man. Honestly, I'm tired of it. There's times where I'm just like, do I even want to keep doing this? I'm just being honest. I'm being real right now. This is me being real with whoever's watching. And if nobody's watching, that's fine too. Because baseball is fun for me. Watching the Mets is fun for me. Even when they're bad, I can find the positives in it. But this crap lately, this back and forth, this bickering shit, it's not for me, man. I don't like it. If we disagree, fine, but I don't want to be like, oh, I like the people I'm talking to and disagreed with. Like, I don't want it to turn into a thing. I want to be cool with people. I'm too old for this shit, man. I told somebody earlier today, I'm battled my depression on the daily, and I don't need any more negativity than I already got floating in my head. Trust me. Real talk. For whoever the hell, like I said, whoever the hell is listening, that's 100% real talk. I came home yesterday, and for some reason, I was fucking down in the dumps. I don't know where it came from. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. And that's the life I lead. There's times I'm like perfectly happy. There's times I'm not in a good place. Right now, I'm not in a good place. So that's me being 100% real with you. So yeah, fuck this team, man. If this team pisses you off that much, bro, take a break. I might take a break one of these days. So real quick before I end this shit, before I end this shit, I just want to get into the Yankee series real quick. Sorry, take notes on that too. If I can find them. There we go. All right, so it's a quick 2-game set. Luis Severino's on the mound, 0-1 with a 5.75 ERA. Max Scherzer's on the mound for us, 5-2 with a 3.71 ERA. First game's tomorrow, 7:10 p.m. Got our guys that hit Sevy well. Lindor is hitting 357 against them in 14 at bats. Not a huge sample size, but. And then Nimmo's hitting 600, but again, that's only 5 at bats, so not really big sample size there. Those are the only real guys that stood out to me when I looked at the numbers there. Obviously, Severino's not pitching great. Scherzer has been up and down. So we'll see. I feel like out of the two matchups, that's definitely one. I want that game tomorrow. Obviously, I want them both, but the Yankees coming in, they lost the series to the Sox. They're banged up. No Judge to deal with, thank God, because that guy murders baseballs. I feel like they're not really doing that great lately either. Obviously, they have a way better record than us, but they're beatable. Any team's beatable, to be honest. And then Wednesday, it's Garrett Cole, 7-1, 2.84 ERA against Justin Verlander, 2-3 with a 4.85 ERA. Calhoun has decent numbers against Verlander, 455, only 11 at bats. So Donaldson, 332, 3 in 21 at bats, and LeMahieu was 333 and 18 at bats. Against Cole, expect Tommy Pham to get that start because Tommy Pham has a 370 average, 2 homers, and 5 RBIs against Garrett Cole. So if he starts that game, I know people have given him a little more slack lately, but I know a lot of Met fans tend to not love it when they see his name in the lineup. I wouldn't complain if he's in the lineup Wednesday because those numbers are good and that's a decent enough sample size. So hopefully he can do some good things on Wednesday. And hopefully I want to take 2. I know that seems like an impossibility right now, but I do want to take 2 games there. And that's that. So if you've been watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Look out for more content. I got the podcast will drop this week. I didn't because I was out of town. I didn't really get chance to record last week, but this week I will drop the podcast. I have a guest lined up. I don't want to say it because I've had some issues with people following through, but we'll see. Other than that, I'm supposed to be hopefully doing a show with the Shea and Sons guys on Thursday, I believe. And then at some point, I'm sure me and Chris will have something cooking because that's my guy, and we've been doing a lot of stuff together. So be on the lookout for any of that. I have some videos out on my YouTube. I'm going to put out like a whole recap of the weekend in Pittsburgh and edit some videos, a video together with that. And I've been putting out some short videos just of different things. Andrew McCutcheon's 2000 hit, that was awesome to see in person. Pittsburgh loves that guy, and obviously you can't blame him. He came up here. I'm a little bit outside of Pittsburgh, obviously, but yeah, he came up there. They love him. He's a hero there. He deserves it. He's a good dude. Everybody gave him a huge standing ovation. I guess he got a little emotional. It was cool. It was very cool to see. Great crowds all weekend. A lot of Mets fans, as always. Mets fans always show up in Pittsburgh. Fun times. I even had somebody comment on the. I put up the McCutcheon 2000 hit on my YouTube, and I had somebody comment that they were sitting a couple rows right behind me. So that was cool. Small world. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And if I've said it before, but if you've never been to PNC Park, I don't care if it's not for the Mets. If it's for the Mets, cool. If you're a Mets fan, obviously you want to see the Mets play. But try your damnedest to get to Pittsburgh to go to a game at PNC. I promise you will not regret it. I do not work for the Pirates. I'm not a Pirates fan. But good God, is that stadium beautiful. The people are great. The atmosphere is beautiful. I just wish they had a consistent winner just because, man, that place deserves to be packed every night and not just when the Mets show up or a big series with a rival or something. That place should be rocking every single night. That place is phenomenal. And if you can splurge to sit behind home plate, whoa. I mean, you will never be more spoiled. The staff are amazing. The food is amazing. All the perks you get. The seats are comfortable. It's a great view. Not enough. I can't say enough about Pittsburgh and what they do there, man. It's a top-notch operation. I like it there. The city's cool. The city's cool too. I mean, it's no New York, obviously. It's a nice little city. It's a fun place to have. If you can do it, please do it. And if you do, hit me up because I'd love to meet you. That's that. Again, thank you all. Last time, like, comment, subscribe. Have a great week, everybody. Peace out.